sounds better without the door.
I need a cup of tea.
5 left, don't cut.
No, that's that bit. That's that bit.
Abreast, keep in 100. Slight right to abreast, very long.
Oh! We're okay, we're okay.
Slight.
Oh!
Right, 70. Slight left
Oh.
abreast.
Oh! What are you driving, guys?
Don't cut.
Let's
Tight
go.
as 4 of abreast.
Hey.
Oh, Gaz, you're after me own heart sweetness.
Oh! Jumping off a cliff is a skill, Gaz. You got to do it right. Oh no!
Well, you've done it twice now.
Oh no!
That tree saved you. How can
Right, tightens. To 1 left, keep in 100. 3 right.
No!
Slight right and 3 left. Half.
Oh no, it's not. I thought the track went left.
Ja, finished.
Slowing. Slight right to 4 left short.
Jesus!
That's
Oh.
dead. See you
Hi guys. Right, now today I wanted to talk about slew rate because there seems to be, most people think slew rate is just speed and how fast the wheelbase responds. That's not the case. It's how much it responds with. Now, I'm using a simucube 2 Pro and it goes up to 8 Newton meters per second, and that's how it's measured. Now, when I first got this base, I would just run it at unlimited, or you just switch it off and then it can use all of it. But what happens is, when you go over a rumble strip, it gives you such a massive vibration, the whole rig shakes. Now, I only use around 11 Newton meters of force, and that's sort of my sweet spot. I like around 11, it's not too much. Now, when I go over a rumble strip with the slew rate maxed out, it's so heavy, the vibration it gives, that my DDU changes screens, or it'll change the left side from tyres to relative, because it thinks I'm touching the screen. That's how much it shakes. Now, I've seen quite a lot on the LMU Discord when people have come in and said the false feedback's too much. I turn down the gain to calm it down, and then I'm losing, you're cutting down everything across the board when you turn your gain down. Now, take Eau Rouge, for example. When you're driving up Eau Rouge, if you have got a car that starts to break loose a little bit when you swing to the right with that first change of direction, if you're on that rumble strip, it gives you such a big vibration that it's hard to pick out the feeling of the car rotating. Now, a way I like to think of slew rate is take a car that's got a load of audio gear in it. You got some subs in the back, you got components up front. Now, if you crank the subs up so that they're drowning out everything else, you can't really hear the details because the subs are just moving that much air around the car that you miss things. If you turn them down, you're not changing how fast the sub gives you a thump, you're just changing how hard it tells you of a thumper bass. Now, when I first started playing ACC with this bass, something like Watkins Glen, the rumble strips are very prominent, and running it unlimited, it would just my hands would be hurting at the end of a race because it felt like I'd gone out with the strimmer and done a few hours of strimming. If you've ever used a strimmer for length of time, when you put it down, your hands feel like they're still vibrating, and that was the kind of feeling I was getting after races. Now, on LMU, for example, if you've ever watched people streaming, if you've ever seen anyone go up Eau Rouge and they swing left, swing to the right, and the back end starts to break loose, if they end up snapping the car the other way, quite often it's just that they've got their slew rate maxed out, and it's giving them so much vibration and feedback that it feels like it's a very sharp step out of the back end, where most of the time it's just a tiny correction that's needed. And you might see them yank it full force to the left, and then the car snaps the other way and they're in the wall. Now if you start lowering your slew rate, it's easier to pick up. You're not losing detail. It's easier to pick up the rotation of the car and what the car's doing and behavior, and it's easier to pick out, like on iracing. iRacing's really good at letting you feel what the tires are doing. It's incredibly good at doing that. So putting your slew rate up to the max, it just makes it more difficult to pick that out. I mean, slew rate is adjustable. The reason it's adjustable is because maxing it out, I don't think is the best way. Experiment with it is what I would say, and if you can leave your gain to whatever you want, so like I'm on around 11 Newton meters, turning the slew rate down lets me still have that same strength that I like, but I can pick out more of what the car's doing. But slew rate, I feel, is one of the most powerful tuning tools out of all the adjustments in the software. So let me show you where I've ended up with each game and the slew rate. So this is the new simucube tuner software. Now I've got the iracing profile loaded because that's what I was last on. Now if I click on that, I arrived at my sweet spot personally was around 2 Newton meters per second on the slew rate. That gives plenty of detail and plenty of feel over rumble strips and bumps. So I'd say adjust it to your taste. If you want it a little more, try it a little more, try it a little lower, but just try it. Don't just max it out and think that's the best way to run it. Just experiment. Now this is AC Evo, and I ended up at around 1 Newton meter per second because I did have it higher when AC Evo first came out, but the force feedback now feels a lot better. There's a lot more detail and feel to it, so I've reduced that a little bit. I think I had it around 2 Newton meters per second to begin with, and now I'm around 1, and that feels really nice for AC Evo. So ACC, I ended up with setting it to 3 Newton meters per second, and that felt like a good balance there. If I maxed it out on ACC, those curbs they vibrated the rig so much it was like using a pneumatic drill. I haven't used one of them, but that's how I imagine it would feel. EAWRC, I ended up with around the same as ACC, 3 Newton meters per second, and that felt good. If I had it maxed out when you went over, say, some rougher gravel than the track, if you go off slightly and start hitting sort of bigger pebbles, if you like, that was again just giving me just too much vibration, too much of a heavy hit every time I went over something. So 3 Newton meters per second felt good to me. And then here we are at LMU, and I turned it down to 0.1 to see what it felt like, and honestly it felt good. The amount of vibration LMU gives, it's overwhelming. It's really hard to feel what the car's doing. Well, specifically the GT3s. It's not when you're driving the high downforce stuff, you're not really correcting much rotation with them. But the GT3s, having the slew rate high, it's really hard to pick out what the car's doing. When I was running it higher, I would be correcting slides just visually. It wasn't going by what I was feeling. I was doing it by what I was seeing when you could see that the car was starting to break loose. So there we are. Now we've come to the end. So I hope this was useful to you, and I appear to come here. He's always got to say hello. Forgot where I was then. Yeah, so there we go. All finished, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.